Hey, what's up, Aaron? This is a demo video for you for your Saber Bay Darksaber. I appreciate your patience while I had to order in a new speaker for this guy. It takes a little bit of a different one than I'm used to, but I also have your blade. I don't have it with me right now. It's over on my desk. We're going to go over my desk. I'll show you everything that I did to it. Let me know if it makes sense, and I'll get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks. All right, Aaron, got your Saber Bay Darksaber here that we're going to go over. There are a lot of moving parts. I've got a few tools here that come with your kit that I'll put back in the box. I'll show you what to do here. Also have your blade here that you had me assemble. So this came with two different sets of decals. It's got the one decals that I put on it, of course. It's got the cracks in here that light up. And then there are a set of decals that are just solid. I didn't talk to you about which ones that you wanted. I had just assumed that you wanted this one, but I put this one on first anyway, because if you don't like the cracks, you can always take the solid ones and you can put it right over this one. You just can't do that if I were to put the solid one on. All right, so it was a safe bet for me to put this on. I hope that you prefer this one. So this has a Neopixel strip in it, 132 LEDs. We're gonna go over this here in a second. We'll put this off to the side. Here's your Darksaber. So this is set up for a 2-button setup. This big guy right here will be power. This little guy over here will be auxiliary. This is a magnetic plate. So before you get to your chassis, before you take this off to get to your chassis, you take the handle off, the first thing you want to do is come over here and pop this plate off. All right? Just like that. A little finicky, but you should be able to get it. It's got a big magnet here and a big one there. So we're going to put that off to the side. Here you can see your switch setup. So of course your power switch, that's got the two Neopixels here, and then your auxiliary switch. What I did on this setup, well, let me get the handle off first. You've got a unique 9-pin PCB system in here. So this one doesn't light up without a blade. It just sends power to the board like an old school TCSS PCB, all right? We're gonna come over here after we take our switch plate off. We're gonna take this bolt off right here, this screw right here, all right? Let's take this off right here. I cannot stress to you enough, don't forget to take your switch plate off before removing any screws. If you try to yank the handle off and you have that plate on, you might damage one of your switches, all right? But when you take that screw out, you can slide this right off. We're gonna put this off to the side. This is the Goth Master chassis. This one caught me off guard because it's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I could have swore the last time I did one, it had a 28mm speaker. This one has a 22mm, and as I spoke with you about, I appreciate your patience. I had to order this from the custom saber shop and wait for it to come in so I could complete this install. I don't stock these, all right? But got that in there, all good to go. I got the volume set at 80. A removable battery setup, of course, so the leaf spring over here next to your speaker, that is the negative side of your battery. You just pop your battery in like that, all right? You got an OLED screen over here that you'll see in a second. You can see your crystal chamber. If you want to get to your board, take your finger back here and just kind of pop up your crystal chamber. It comes right out. So that brass piece right there, it's got your crystal in it. All right, just put that off to the side. And here is your actual install. So this is running a CFX that you had asked. SD card access comes from below. You'll just have to put your finger in there, pop it. You see it's out now, then you can pull it out. And then when you're done, push it back in. If you have a hard time doing it with your finger, just do it with a tool, just like that. You said you're pretty versed in CFX, so I didn't really do anything on here except for make sure that the pixels work, the accents work. I left the stock config on here. I messed with your Pixie folder just a little bit. So what I ended up doing, that right there is the Neopixel accent for your crystal. That runs in line with the blade. All right, so this will do what the blade does. These two guys right up here, these two Neopixels come down here and they're wired to the LS2 pad, so you can make them do whatever you want. For now, I have them pulsing when the saber's off. They'll go off when the saber is on, and then they'll come back on when you engage the blade lockup. So I will show you all that, of course. All right, but try to leave everything nice and neat in here. If you don't want to get to the board, you don't even have to take this off, but it's got several magnets on it. You just drop it right in there. Just like that. It stays just like there. There's a lot of wires in here coming from this pixel or this PCB. You've got 3 for your switches. You've got another 3 for these Neopixel accents. So 6 wires coming through. down underneath into your board. So I just put a piece of, this is aluminum automotive mesh in here just to kind of give it an offset visual. All right, come over here. This is your kill switch.
This part is over.
So as you can see, I've got that pulsing, like I said, when the saber's off. Okay, we'll turn it on. That's when your crystal chamber comes on and this goes off. This will be your main switch. All right, until you hold auxiliary button down for blade lockup. All right. We'll turn that off, and that's what your crystal chamber looks like outside of the handle. So we'll come through, put our handle on, slides right on. We'll put our screw in first to make sure that the handle, to make sure that the handle stays in place before we put our switch plate on. Come through, lock that all the way down. You don't have to give it like a man crank, just tight, okay? Take your switch piece right here, make sure this is facing the front where the actual LEDs are. Slap that down, and now as you can see, you've got that animation through your switch. All right, so you hit power. Auxiliary right here. Blade lock up, right? Now for your blade, you have 4 blade retention screws. I'm not going to use them for this demo because it's very hard to get everything in camera. I'm not going to swing this around too much. But when you put your blade in, which is right here, it only goes in a certain way. As you can see, this is very unique to this saber, right? This Darksaber blade. It's only going to go in a certain way, so we put it in. All right, you want to push it all the way down. Whoops. Push it all the way down. When you push it all the way down, you can feel it bouncing on those pins. So of course, push it all the way down, come back through, tighten this guy, tighten this guy, tighten that guy, and tighten that guy. All right. When you tighten all 4 of those down, I'm just going to hold it for now. Then you can hit power. Try to get that whole blade in camera from the tip to the base. Everything's nice and lit up. All right, so we'll flip it around so you can see the other side. Blade looks great. All right. Blaster bolt deflex. Change color here. Back to red. Turn it off just like that. So your blade is working exactly how it should. All right, and that's pretty much how you work that guy. It takes a little bit to get to the chassis, but you know, for the design of the saber, it's a very cool saber. So let's go ahead and break this back down. So you'll notice first thing, right? Switch piece, take it off. Come back over here, take this screw off. Slide our handle off, right? We can turn it on from here. And we can flip it off with the kill switch and it kills power like it should. When you want to take your battery out, do it from the positive side over here by your crystal chamber. Just kind of pop it out like that. There is a wire path in the battery tray. I just try to hide all those wires with some shrink tube. All right, so that's pretty much how you work that. I hope that you like the way that that came out. So let me know if you have any questions on the operation of any of this. And I'm going to package this up today, likely get it out to you first thing in the morning. All right, thanks, man.